Hello everyone, I am Erika of 𝐌𝐎𝐋𝐋𝐿.com and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika, my weekly BD broadcast. Today actually I'm drinking a huge mug of tea as we decided not to overdo heating this year during the winter, and I have to say that I'm very, very cold today already. Luckily, I have some very nice bead knitted actually wrist warmers. So when I bead, then it still feels nice and comfy. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I see Sarah waving, Debbie is here, Sherry is here, and Lutka and Cheryl is here, and Marta is here. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Bon appetit, Katie, 𝐁𝐄𝐀𝐃𝐈���. Cindy is here, Katja is here, and I will take a nice big sip of tea until you let me know if you can hear me and see me. Okay, I see Marta saying that she can see me and hear me. Katarina joined us. Catherine, Malka, Faye, Vanya is here. Kimberly, Yosin, Ula is here. Gunel is here. Margarete, Irina, Antoinette, Mektab is here. And some of you are asking if I can see your name. So far, all is good. Everyone's names and profiles are showing up, so I can greet you personally. I love doing that. It just feels really like more personal this time with all of you. And oh, Joyce is still on European time. Where are you? Joyce is traveling around. Mariana is here. Elena is here. Ginny is here. Robina, Deb, Claire. Welcome, everyone. So today we had a pretty last minute change. Originally, I planned to make a broadcast about my 10 favorite tips on how to turn a beaded motif into a pendant or into a necklace. That is actually one of the most frequent questions that I get from you ladies, and I really want to do like a nice big overview of my favorite tricks. However, as I started to work on it, then I realized that I have a lot more to say than what I could have prepared today, and what would have been could have been comfortably told during one broadcast. So I decided that I had to admit that I need a bit more time and a bit more space. So the necklace and pendant topic will come next week, and actually also the week after. We will be talking about it for 2 weeks during broadcasts, and I am also preparing blog posts for you, so you have a nice summary where you can go back if you prefer reading instead of listening and watching. And instead of that, we will talk today about table cut beads. What are they? How are they made? And most importantly, how you can use them. And then we will get back to the necklace and pendant topic next week. You will definitely need that. We are creating lots of different pendants, even statement pendants, during this new Beading School Academy theme, the flowers in the hair. So there are actually 3 different statement pendants coming, and today I actually, just before starting the broadcast, I have published the first tutorial for the first statement pendant that you can bead from the flowers in the hair box. It is a design, I'm sure that many of you recognize it. It is a design made by your friend Ruxandra, and the tutorial actually shows you how to create the statement pendant and also how to bead smaller or bigger earrings, so you have 3 jewels in one. Or if you would ask Veronka, fellow creative in the beading school team, then she would tell you that it is at least 4 jewels, in fact, because she created a bracelet instead of the pendant. So that's already online if you would love to bead it. And actually, a little announcement that at the end of August and in the beginning of September, we were contacting some of you who had their half-yearly or yearly Beading School Academy memberships expiring. We needed to do that because as half-yearly and yearly memberships are expiring, we are asking everyone to switch to bi-monthly, as the half-yearly and yearly memberships they are not compatible, let's say, with the administration imposed on us by the Slovak government. So why those two things are connected? Because I wanted to thank those loyal beaders who were with us with their half-yearly and yearly memberships, and who decided to continue with their bi-monthly. So this is one of the special gifts that I wanted to give them. So, dear ladies, if you are one of those ladies whom we contacted because of the bi-monthly switch, then the tutorial is already online. And if you sign into your account, then you will be able to download it as a gift from us. But let's get back to the topic of today. So today we are going to talk about the so-called table cut beads. Table cut beads are made of Czech glass, and I selected this topic today because some of those were included in the Flowers in the Hair Beading School Academy theme box. And since this is the first time that we are working with table cut beads together, then I thought that it will be nice to learn more about them. So table cut beads, they are made of Czech glass as just as pressed glass beads and fire polished beads, but in a different way. So just back a moment, because to make sure that there is no misunderstanding, I'm watching the comments and I want to make sure that there is no misunderstanding. So the tutorial is a gift for those beaders whose memberships, half-yearly or yearly turquoise or fuchsia memberships, were now expiring, and we contacted them that they need to switch for a bi-monthly one, and they decided to continue with us. So we were in touch, and it is online, and we will be also sending an email to you. And sorry, ladies, I'm getting like a brain fog a little bit. Trying to focus on so many things. I will be back to table cut beads in a moment. Claire is asking, yes, actually we need to do that for all the fuchsia and turquoise, where like actually sending the boxes are involved. So if your membership will expire, for example, by the end of October, then we will be in touch about the change. And we need to do it gradually because of the extra amount of, well, not being compatible with the administration, let's say, that's imposed on us by the Slovak government. Yellow subscriptions are not affected by this, since they are just virtual products, meaning that there is not a box sent out, but tutorial and virtual content. That was a really good question, Vania. And in the meanwhile, hi, Tanya. So yeah, if yours will be expiring a bit later, then we will be in touch. So back to table cut beads. Table cut beads are made of glass rods that you can see on the picture. And on the right side. So that is how the raw material looks like when it comes to the factories in the Czech Republic, or also in some other countries where beads are made this way. And from this raw material, different types of beads can be made. We are very familiar, I think, with the pressed glass beads and with the fire polished beads. Recently, we learned that fire polished beads can be not only round shaped, but also drop shaped, for example, or rondel shaped. And pressed glass beads, when you are thinking about pressed glass beads, then those are basically all the shaped beads that we worked with, the ginkgo beads, the gem duo beads, the mushroom beads, the super duo beads. Those are all pressed glass beads. And when table cut beads, or as they are also called, window beads, are created, then during the first step, they are created as ordinary pressed beads. So that is the first step of creating the table cut beads. To create pressed beads, metal shapes are used, and the hot melted glass is shaped into different forms. And when the manufacturer would like to take one more step and create the table cut beads, then from the pressed beads, basically on the pressed beads, basically two cuts are made parallel to each other with a special grinder. So that is done after tumbling and polishing. All that is still part of the pressed bead process. So that makes the beads shiny and smooth. And once that is done, then the two cuts are made parallel to each other. As you can see on these beads that I am showing on the picture, there is a base color, the light blue one, and then there is a coating applied on top of it. And because of those two cuts, the base color is once again revealed. And in my opinion, that's what makes these beads very special. All kinds of coatings can be applied. So from metallics to travertine and Picasso. And in this case, for example, on the light blue opaque base color, there is a travertine coating. The beads that are the result of this, they are pretty thick and pretty thin, and they have a nice angle all around. And because of the thickness and because of this angle, they are perfect for bezeling. And also, they tend to be pretty sturdy, sturdier actually than similar beads would be, which are made in a different way. So I find these beads very special, especially because I'm very much in love with the travertine and the Picasso effect, and also I like that how the core color, the base color, is showing on a pretty big surface. You might have noticed that I really like vibrant colors, so also the yellow ones that are included in the box, they look very nice, I think, when made in this way. Also, thanks to this way of manufacturing and leaving the extra color all around, I feel that they even if they are contemporary beads, they are made now, they have a vintage feel to them. So I really like that about them. So I think the color choices with table cut beads are very nice, and they are perfect also for bead embroidery since they have a flat bottom side. So I think that they will offer us many new nice opportunities. The downside, there are also some downsides that I would like to mention, since as I told you, the manufacturing process is a lot longer and more complicated than when compared to the fire polished beads or the pressed glass beads. So it makes them pricier, and not many manufacturers actually keep them regularly in stock. So there are not like usually terrible big amounts available from them, and the waiting times can be longer than usually. And in the meanwhile, I saw you commenting. So if you have any questions regarding your current membership, then could you please send an email to info@beadingschool.com so we can check it for you and we can make sure that everything is all right. Thank you so much. Kathy is saying in the meanwhile that she hasn't heard the term window beads yet. So she says, so I already learned something. That was actually also completely new for me when I was doing my research. I knew them for years. I used to work with them in the past too. but the term window beads was new for me. They are called window beads because basically two parallel windows are made on the two opposite sides of the beads by grinding away parts of them. I see ladies talking about husband sleeping, big cups of coffee. I'm actually drinking tea today. And Ula says, I love the yellow ones in the box. I actually had a few yellow ones already in slightly different shapes, thinking about maybe a yellow orchid embroidery. Embroidery is perfect for this. And hi, Wanda. And Joyce. Oh, Joyce, I greeted Joyce. Catherine indeed says, I use them in bead embroidery. I like to buy as mixes sometimes if it's possible. Oh, and thank you, Margaret. It's the Sounds necklace. And Katja says, my husband is in home office and just said, I think I hear Erika talking. Katja, you can tell your husband afterwards that he was actually on the broadcast thanks to his comment. And before moving on to my tips of working with table cut beads, let me answer Antoinette's question. She's asking, can you tell me when we can start topping if the next box? Sorry, need to go soon. So thank you so much for the question, Antoinette. We have this opportunity with the boxes that actually you can join all your orders with your box and receive free shipping on anything else that you order. You can do it actually anytime, Antoinette. Just select the join with order in progress shipping method when checking out in the bead shop, and the ladies and the gentlemen working in the treasury now will automatically put aside your order and will keep it either until your next Academy box ships or either until you tell them to ship it. And hi, live in the meanwhile. So let's look into using the table cut beads. I'm really happy to see that some of you already have experience working with table cut beads. So also, if you have an idea, then please make sure to share it and tell about your experience. So, besides bead embroidery, the thickness and the angles of the sides of these beads, I feel that they also make them perfect for bezeling, especially the round ones that often are also called coin beads. Like this one are called dragonfly coins. And as you can see, sometimes the table cut beads are further decorated by an edging on the top. So in this case, there are dragonflies, little dragonflies on both sides of the beads. So they are reversible. And sorry, just looking into my notes. So they are perfect also as focals. In many cases, you can use them simply instead of cabochons. They are actually in a way easier to use than cabochons because they also have a hole running through them. So for me, it was very comfy when I was making this earring that I will show you in a little little time, but also the one hole brings challenges, just like when we were beading with the flower beads, because the beads are flat and they have only one hole. So what can happen is that they could turn around if you don't stabilize them. In some cases, it might not matter that they are turning around, but also there are many many different ways of using them, where I think you would want to keep them facing always to the same way. And in the meanwhile, let's take a look at the comments. For Faye, this will be her first time beading with the table cut beads. So I'm curious, how will you like them? Margaret is waiting for her box. Margaret, please make sure to find your tracking number in an email, or if you can't find it, then contact us at info. And Margaret also says that they are reversible, so they are great for earrings. Maria says hi. Catherine says that she actually has also bird coins, not only dragonflies. And Vanya, I saw yours and I actually saved the picture. So if you agree to it, then I would love to show it in a little time. And Miriam is here. And Sarah says, I love and collect the dragonfly beads. They are beautiful, aren't they? So, just back to stabilizing, and thank you, Vania, that there is actually an article at the Beading School blog called How to Work with Flower Beads, where I am talking about stabilizing the flower-shaped beads, and pretty much everything that you read there can also be applied to these types of beads. So it might be worth to look back at them. And talking about bead embroidery and about Vania's pendant also, my tip is that if it is your first time working with the table cut coins, then try thinking about something similar that you have already worked with. So for example, the origami flower beads, but also the extra low pressed glass cabochons. They feel similar to the table cut coin beads. So many of the ideas that we were talking about in the past were when talking about origami flowers or the extra low cabochons, they can also be used with the coin beads. And as you can see, this design, the Lady Lily, was originally made with an origami flower bead. But since the dragonfly coins are of a very similar size, of the exact also round shaped and have a flat top and bottom, as you can see on Vania's beautiful brooch, the same can be made with a dragonfly coin instead of an origami flower bead. So that is one possibility, and you can use the dragonfly coins, but also the flat drops in all kind of bead embroidery projects. I prepared just a little picture as an inspiration for you. So on the first one, I put a dragonfly coin in the middle, and then there are 4 flat drops around it to create a cross shape with the thinner part facing outwards. And then with the next shape, I have a 27 millimeter round cabochon in the middle, but basically it can be done with any kind of round-shaped focal. And then I arranged the flat drops as petals around the focal bead. And hi Belinda in the meanwhile. So you can use them perfectly in bead embroidery. However, there is a lot more to do with them. And as I said, the angles and the thickness make them perfect for bezeling and different kinds of bezels. So as you can see on the picture, this is Susie's Johnny pendant, where she used the flat drops and she bezeled them with peyote stitch. I chose this picture so you can see that not only the round ones, but also the drop-shaped ones can be bezeled with peyote. They become a little bit chunkier than Rivolis, for example, because the flat drops are already a little bit higher, and then we are adding beads all around. But I love the look and feel of this statement pendant. What Susie told me about her experience with this is that the holes are not always absolutely perfectly drilled in the middle of the drops, so she could not connect the bezels right away to each other. She recommends bezeling the flat drops one by one. The result, anyway, is a beautiful pendant. I love the cross shape from the fire polished beads and the round beads in the middle and all the colors together, and I think that Susie created a really beautiful piece. And Margaret says, this is a very nice pendant. Can use as a brooch and with a double-pointed needle for a shawl holder. That's a really good idea, Margaret. Jeannie also likes it. And Mehtab also finds it beautiful. So peyote is also possible, as I said. And recently, besides peyote, square stitch also became one of our favorite ways of bezeling. And today, while I was playing in the afternoon with the table cards, I started to bezel the dragonfly coin with square stitch. If you don't have the tutorial yet, then it is on the blog and also between the free tutorials. And it will, I'm sure that if you try it, then it will quickly become one of your favorites. So first, I wanted to create a classic square stitch bezel with Miyuki Delicas and then with round 15 seed beads. However, after attaching the 2 rows of Miyuki Delicas, I found that I actually prefer to keep it this way, because thanks to the hole of the dragonfly coin, the beads are already attached to the bead. I don't need to make the bezel tighter with the round 15s. And I like it how a little bit of the patina is showing not only in the dragonfly, but also on the edge of the coin. And as you can see, there are actually 2 table cut beads in this earring. Besides the dragonfly, there is also a flat drop under it, and I created also another one with a flat drop, and in both cases I stabilized the flat drops with a strand of beads behind them. These are super easy and super fast to make. Like, I started around lunchtime, and I finished already maybe around 2 p.m. So you can see, you can create like really fast, nice little earrings. And I will also write up the tutorials for the blocks for these, just so you don't have to bother and experiment with the bead counts especially behind the flat drops. And as you can see, on the left hand side there is also a long fire polished drop. Okay, on both. There are long fire polished drops included, but on the left hand side there is actually a super duo, a single piece of super duo between the two drops. And on the right hand side I added a pumpkin bead and also a bezeled chaton and a drop. In the meanwhile, oh, I see Terry and Ariana joining also. And thank you, ladies. Katja likes them. Margareta likes the blue one. Miriam also finds them cute. And there are also more possibilities to use the table cards. Of course, you can simply hang them also under a motif. This is done by Marta. So thank you so much, Marta, for already using and showing us an example for the flat drops. And also, ladies, if you look up pictures from Nicolene and Lita in the Beading School Club, then you will see how the ladies actually layered more beads on top of the flat drops. I could not find permissions from Nicolene or Lita to share their pictures, so I can't do it now, but please make sure to look them up. Lita added a Preciosa Suwon rhinestone on top of the yellow flat drop. We were actually talking about it in the club. She asked for advice what kind of beads should she use, delicas or 15s. And then Nicolene also used Suwon rhinestones and some lily flower beads. So these were my tips to use the flat drops and the coin beads from the table cut collection. And if you have any more ideas, then please make sure to share them either now so I can read your tip during the video, or you can of course also share it in the Beading School Club. And in the meanwhile, I would just like to mention that, a moment, I'm sharing my screen video, that if you would like to try your hands more with the table cut beads or with the pumpkin beads that were included in my earrings, or also here at top of the sounds pendant, or in Roxana's beautiful tutorial, then we have just finished uploading some new colors into the bead shop, or maybe if you don't have the Academy box, so they are also now available for you. So here is Ruxandra's tutorial with the pendant and the two types of earrings, the petal set. As you can see, I also added myself to the membership, so it's reduced to 0. And then we know that you like bundles, so we created 2 dragonfly coin bundles in sun colors and moon colors. And also we created a flat drop bundle. There are some super nice colors in the flat drop bundle. Actually, those are my favorite. Everything is also available on its own. So it's your choice if you would like a specific color or if you would like all of them and go for the bundles. And yeah, Catherine says bundles are great. And I also have a special offer for you. So if you decide to place an order at the Beading School Bead Shop between today's and next week's Coffee Time with Erika, then you will receive Zuzi's new Johnny pendant tutorial for free. An order for 60 euros, then you will receive Zuzi's new Johnny tutorial with the table cut flat drops as a gift from us. It needs to be one order so we can find it. We can't combine different orders, and the checkout sum needs to be 60 or above after applying coupon codes. And yeah, until we are waiting for Zuzi's tutorial, I will send it out to everyone on next Wednesday. I would also like to invite you, for no one has to be alone. We are going to have a Zuzi week. Zuzi created a new design for this Fridays. No one has to be alone. And this flower is called Joan. And you will need for one flower 6 pieces of super duo beads, 6 pieces of round drop duos, and then a bunch of seed beads. The extras, those are absolutely up to you. If you would like to add some drops, if you would like to add a bezeled cabochon, that's your own personal choice. And I will publish the material list soon. Let me look now through the comments because I see that there are some questions. I just don't want to stop in the middle of a topic. So I wanted to finish, and now I would like to answer all your questions if there are still some. Or maybe you are already shopping like Sarah. Nicolene is here. Ariana is asking, are there any news about the PayPal issue? I'm sorry, but we could not fix it for now, Ariana. Now it is possible to pay with a credit card. It's just as safe as with PayPal through Ideal or through Google Pay. Unfortunately, it is a bigger problem than we expected. So there is no easy fix, and we need some extra time to restore the connection between the bead shop and between PayPal. And Marta saying, my hippie jewelry in the 60s and 70s was very simplistic. Table cut beads lend themselves to this pared down style. And that's such a good note indeed. And Margareta is asking, I guess, about Rux's tutorial. This is not automatically included in neither the turquoise or the fuchsia memberships. This was a gift to those beaders who had their half-yearly or yearly memberships expiring now, and they decided to continue with us. So the tutorial for everyone else is available in the bead shop. And Donna is asking, do all the bundles come with 4 beads of each color? The same packages are included in the bundles. That's a super good question, Donna. The same packages are included in the bundles as they are in the bead shop. So in this case, the dragonfly beads are packed by 4. It means that with the moon combination, you will receive 7 times 4 beads, and with the sun combination, you receive 6 times 4 beads. And with the flat drops, there are 7 colors in the bundle, and from each color, you will receive 4 pieces. And Chloe is here. So nice to see you, Chloe. Haven't seen you for such a long time during a live broadcast. And Fania is asking, you can see the new beads in the bead shop category. And if you would like to get these for a better price, then this week I recommend to go for the bundles. If you would like a better price. So, ladies, do you have any questions left? You had lots of questions today, and that is like always a good experience for me, because then I know that you care and you want to do this or be that. So thank you so much for all the questions. If there are no questions left, then I would like to thank you for your company today and wish you happy beading, and see you on Friday. Thank you also so much for your orders, and wishing you lots of fun with the table cut beads. Bye bye.